What's up, everybody? My name's Luke. I currently have 97 subscribers on YouTube, so hello to all my friends. This year, one of my goals was to make a YouTube video every month, and so I've usually made travel vlogs, lifting vlogs, some YouTube shorts, just iPhone videos and things like that. And so something that I'm excited about and talk about a lot with people at work or my grandparents or my siblings or insert the blank here, my girlfriend, is AI. And so the video that I want to try to make this month, bear with me, will be a video on AI. And so like I said, I don't know how to use green screens or captions or edit. I use iMovie on my 2019 Mac. So the technological side, the back end, is not very sufficient. So it's perfect to talk about AI. And so, I have a nice little script that I'm gonna start reading, and we'll see what happens. But I think that AI is really gonna be a cutting edge thing. It already is a cutting edge thing. I use it most days, multiple times an hour, and I think it really has made me smarter in how I ask questions and how I think, in how I speak, as I say and look all around on this video. But I think that it is something that not very many people understand, not something that I fully understand, but I think that I've used it a little bit more than the average person. Last year, I had a job with a property management company, and I worked with a bunch of engineers, and whenever I had an issue, the engineers would say, figure it out. And so instead of in college asking a teacher or a friend, last year at work, I had to ask AI, and I had to learn how to do code stuff and really learn how to use Excel because I was not proficient. But that really just led me to enjoy asking AI questions, primarily ChatGPT. And now I use ChatGPT and Google Gemini. I like ChatGPT, I think, just because I've used it more, but I really like Gemini because of its integration with Google. ChatGPT just seems a little bit siloed. You can't really, insert Google Maps or talk to it as much as you can talk to Gemini. It limits your amount of talk time on ChatGPT, which is less than Gemini. So anyways, I'm just going to start reading from my script, and then we'll see what happens. What's up, everyone? If you've talked to me in the past 6 months, chances are you've heard me go on and on about AI. Last year was a game changer for me. I hit a point where I found myself turning to ChatGPT for almost every answer. I had a job where the answer to my questions was always, did you ask ChatGPT? Learning how to solve my own problems with AI instead of constantly bothering my boss was a huge learning curve, but I don't know where I'd be today without it. Over the past year, tools like ChatGPT and Google Gemini have helped me improve my coding skills, finally get proficient in Excel, and step up my communication game. I have set better goals, implemented actionable habits, and learned more about why I think the way I do, all by having conversations with AI large language models. The point of this video is simple. I want to show you how I use AI in my everyday life and how you can do the same. AI refers to the creation of computer systems designed to perform tasks like recognizing speech and making decisions with speed and accuracy beyond human capabilities, written by ChatGPT. The most common interface of AI is ChatGPT, run by private company OpenAI, headed by the notorious Sam Altman. Altman started OpenAI in 2015 with Elon Musk. As of this video, January 13th, 2025, ChatGPT has over 200 million active weekly users. Other popular AI models include Google Gemini and Elon Musk's anti-ChatGPT competitor, Grok, which actually just released an app last week. So I haven't yet tried that out, but I will soon. Before we dive into key terms and uses for AI, I'd like to share this thought. The future will be separated by two groups: those who know how to harness AI and those who do not. Dun, 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 dun. These two hypothetical groups are not segregated yet. Right now, AI is used for cheating on homework and writing quicker emails. AI can consistently beat lawyers on the bar exam, write poetry rated higher than humans, and has been beating chess masters since 1997, which, I mean, ChatGPT obviously wasn't created in 1997, but you can look, and IBM created, I think, a variant of Watson, which was beating chess grandmasters as early as 1997. So it's not a new thing, the superiority of artificial intelligence. Before we dive into the Luke Hedberg hacks of AI, there are some terms that are beneficial to define. Let's dive into them. First up, LLM. It stands for Large Language Model. Basically, it's a type of AI that processes, understands, and generates human language. These models are trained on a ton of data. Think all kinds of text from the internet, and they use that to analyze and understand unstructured information. Tools like ChatGPT are powered by LLMs. The LLM is the stomach that eats the data that then creates the brain. Next is tokens. In AI, a token is just a basic unit of data. It could be a word or a character or a phrase. Here's why tokens matter. AI breaks everything down into these small pieces to figure out patterns. For example, when you give it a sentence, it processes each word as a token. But if you keep this in mind, AI models have a limit on how many tokens they can handle at once. If you exceed that, the quality of the output can take a hit. You can only eat so much food at a time. The same thing with AI, LLM. You can only have so many tokens before the output is trash. All right, let's talk about algorithms. An algorithm is just a set of instructions, but in AI, algorithms are like the brain power behind the model. They're what allow AI to recognize patterns and make decisions. Think of it like a recipe. The ingredients are the data, and the algorithm is the step-by-step guide for how to cook it together. I really couldn't have said it much better myself off the cuff. Iteration. And then there's iteration. This one's simple. Iteration just means repeating something over and over to get better results. In AI, it's how models improve themselves. They run through the data multiple times, tweaking things with every pass until they get it right. However, perfect practice makes perfect. So I think I'll mention this later on in the video. Of course, I haven't read this script in 4 weeks. Perfect practice makes perfect. And so if you aren't asking it the right question, you're not going to get the right answer because you're not giving it the right data. Duh. Query. A query is kind of like a prompt, but it's more specific. It's when you're asking AI or a database for actionable information. For example, searching what's the best marketing strategy for startups is a query. It's designed to pull out exactly what you need. And for all my dogs out there, because Google Sheets is better than Microsoft Excel, come at me, bro. Query is also a function in Google Sheets, but not Excel. So. Feeding. Finally, feeding. This is just the process of giving an AI model data so it can learn and improve. Here's an example. When developers train AI to recognize objects in photos, they feed it thousands of tagged images, like a picture of a dog labeled dog. Over time, the AI learns how to identify dogs on its own. Feeding data can take time, but it's what makes AI smarter. I mean, think about it. When you're a parent, I'm not, but I have friends that are parents. You're always saying things to your child when they can't speak yet, so your child catches on and says the word. So, dad, mom, food, all that sort of stuff. Let's talk about prompts. A prompt is simply the request or question you give to an AI model. It's what gets the whole process started. Here's the thing. Your results are only as good as your prompt. If you're vague, the AI's response will be vague too. Be clear and specific. For example, instead of saying, "help me write an email," try something like, Write me a professional email introducing my company to a potential client. To get even better results, here's the best way to craft effective prompts. This is a 4-pronged approach. Act as a persona. Tell the AI to take on a specific role, like you are the best programmer in the world. Provide context. Be specific about details like the programming language, framework, or style you want it to use. Invite questions. Add a line like, if needed, you can ask me questions to clarify the prompt before answering. The more effort you put into your prompt, the better the AI can deliver exactly what you need. And I think that's perfect. The last point is, I think, one of the best points. You should always end your prompts with, if there's ever any confusion, ask me. Because then if you don't do that, you run into the AI assuming and then doing something that you don't want it to do. And you could cut that off and be more efficient by saying, if you have a question, ask me. I think that you really need to get into the mindset of talking to it like it's a human, and having a conversation with it, because that's going to lead to better communication. And that's it. That's the end of the video. Psych. That's the end of the general knowledge and background for AI. Yeah, if you want to read all the things in my post-it wall, go ahead, zoom in. Or, you could just schedule a one-on-one meeting with me to ask me what my manifesto of life is, and I'll let you read the wall. But those are some of the key terms when talking about AI, reading in the journal about AI, or watching other YouTube videos that are not as good as this one about AI in terms that I think everybody should know. Even though, this is a disclaimer, even though I am happily employed and very thankful for my job, it never hurts to look for other opportunities, right? So this is the first Luke Hedberg hack for AI, and it's resume restructuring. I think LinkedIn has a feature where you can do this when you're applying to jobs. I use this to restructure my resume, and I really just send out blanket resumes. I don't change it that much. I used AI to make my resume just a little bit better, and I feel very confident in it now. And so anyways, here we go. Like most white-collar professionals, I'm a student of the LinkedIn game. This isn't a LinkedIn commercial or a flex that I have 500 plus connections. LinkedIn is simply where I find my jobs. This strategy works for Indeed, Glassdoor, or even a one-off job application. If I go into LinkedIn and find a job that I really like, I need to update my resume slightly. On another note, I plan to make a video on resume stuff. I had a great friend help me with mine, and in turn, I've loved helping others frame their resumes better. If you need help, email me, hedberg.luke00@gmail.com. Here's my current resume. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'll head over to ChatGPT and I will copy and paste the job description into it. Then I'll copy and paste the bullet point from my current resume into it and ask ChatGPT to change it to fit the job better. Remember, prompts are only as good as you make them, so I will ask for something very specific. Change this bullet point in my resume to better relate to the pasted job description. As you can see, it gives me a good response. I like to add this prompt. This is good. Now make it sound like a human and not AI. The reason for this tweak is because AI has catchphrases like streamlined or best regards that it constantly reuses. Now I will plug and play this for the job on an as needed basis and apply for the job using an updated resume. Now my second hack is very exciting. It's a cover letter hack. This is, I think, more in AI's wheelhouse because especially ChatGPT, it doesn't do a good job following form. You can't just give it a resume and then it'll spit out a new one with the exact same form. But a cover letter, pretty easy. Just copy and paste, send. So here we go. The second way I often use AI is to tailor cover letters for specific jobs. The workflow for AI to work on a cover letter is straightforward. You can use my custom bot linked below to help with this, but I'd recommend you do it yourself. I like the prompt, "You are the best candidate in the world for this job." Write a cover letter using the attached LinkedIn profile and job description to make me stand out. Then rinse and repeat. So you pull up a job, you Command-C, Command-V that job, into ChatGPT, then you Command C, Command V, your LinkedIn, or just a summary of your work experience into LinkedIn, and then say, integrate my work experience into a cover letter that I can then send to this job, and then copy, paste into a Word document, send. As you can see, these use cases are very simple, and I'd recommend starting with them to get comfortable with the program. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. But thanks for watching if you made it this far. It's fun to make videos, and I miss it. So I decided I would do it this year, and AI is a great way to start. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.